So something that I've been thinking about lately is that we are in this thing called life, that we just appeared here, we're just here, we have to do this thing called life. We have to do it, figure it out. No instruction manual, no clear purpose, no clear direction, no clear end point except death. And we don't even know what that is. And within life, there's all of these different arenas. One, for instance, is the body. We have the body, and the body has all these needs. It needs to be washed and brushed and fed, and we need to sleep, and we need to exercise. And even within that, we could take any one piece of that and we could drill in even farther. Even within eating, there's then nutrition. And then even within nutrition, there's protein. And then what kind of protein and when to take that protein. And that's just protein. What about vitamins? What about zinc? What about whatever? All the supplements, nutrients, right? It's like this sacred geometrical fractal thing where you could just zoom in more and more and more on a specific thing about any part of the body, anything that's happening with the body, about just sleep in general, about exercising in the best way and how and when. And then even within the body's going to get sick and you can't do much about that. And you're going to get injured randomly at certain times. And you're going to get older and things are going to happen to the body. And you have relative control over some things and you're not going to have control over other things, And then you've got the mind. The mind has these thoughts, these beliefs, these stories, this incessant way of daydreaming and thinking about things and making fantasies and stories. The mind is consistently creating narratives, thinking of the future and the past. It's full of beliefs, a lot of which are unexamined, a lot of which are not even serving us or even real. But, we would need time to sit and think all those thoughts, a lot of, again, which don't even matter. And then we have our feelings. We have all these different feelings in us, feelings that are interacting with every single situation that happens constantly and continuously. We have continuous feelings. We have all of these sensory organs that are receiving information, and we're just feeling all day long. Feelings that are begging for, pleading for, screaming for our attention continuously, but we don't have time to even really feel all these feelings or even process these feelings. So we push them to the back thinking we're going to deal with them later, but we don't. We have an endless back catalog of unresolved and unprocessed feelings that we will never have the time to really feel through a process unless we go off and live in the forest alone quietly for the next 20 years. And even then, we'll be still creating new feelings because new things will happen. So within all the stuff, we have all of the body, we have all the mind, we have all the feelings. Then any one of these things we could go into deeper and deeper and deeper. You could go and investigate your beliefs and where they came from. You can go into your feelings of worthiness and see how they track all the way back to your ancestors. And any little thing you want to go into, you can go deeper and deeper and deeper. And this stuff's all moving around all the time. It's all kind of coming up and it's all showing itself and it's all asking to be looked at and heard and seen and acknowledged. And that's just your inner world. That's your inner environment, And then we have other people. Then we have our boyfriends and girlfriends and our families, our parents, our kids, our friends. We have all of these other human beings around us that also have their own super complex internal ecosystems going on. And we're supposed to interact with each other and communicate and try to be understood and understand and not offend and not trigger and not fight and be compassionate and kind and nice, but we don't even know what the hell's going on inside of us most of the time. And there's no way to really communicate in any clear way because everyone is so busy with themselves that we're only getting pieces of things and really only responding to it with our own pre-programmed ways that we're never actually fully with the other person in a lot of ways. Maybe sometimes, I don't even know. But there's just so much going on. And then suddenly we're expected to share this experience and interact, even though it's already so confusing. And then we have work. Then you're supposed to go to work and make money and to have coworkers and drive to a thing and survive and think about other things and problem solve and tasks and create all this stuff and do all this productivity and focus on this thing outside of yourself. And then within all of that, we're supposed to, go get groceries and you're supposed to pay taxes and you're supposed to read books and learn and grow. And then somehow within all of that, you're also supposed to have free time and fun and friends, and times where you're doing nothing and getting out in nature and getting your steps in. And then taking care of your car or your garage or cleaning your bedroom or doing the laundry or going shopping. And then you look up at the sky and there's stars and there's billions of them and they're so far and there's so much going on with all of them, and they're each an entire solar system. And there's just so much. There's just so much going on all the time in every direction, this entire experience. And what do we do? What do we do with it? It's just not clear. It's not clear what to investigate and how and why. And if we're all just going to die at the end of it too, then what's even the point? What's the goal? What's the mission? What's the direction? Which thing? Some people focus more on learning about feelings. Some are more about the body. Some are more about the mind. Some work more in relationships. Some learn about instruments. Some learn woodworking or nature or whatever, that everyone's got these things. There's graphic designers and photographers. We get specialized in little things, but then we know more and more about less and less, and it gets so specific, but then there's all these other areas that are just going unnoticed and unprocessed and unacknowledged and unseen or felt. And we're expected to function in all of this. We're expected to function, to be humans and function and be happy and make sense of anything and drive on the right side of the road. And no wonder no wonder so much is happening. No wonder people are falling apart. No wonder why there's all these breakdowns. And to take all of that, and on top of all that, you have the news, and you have things that aren't even in your environment, things that are happening thousands of miles away that you have zero control over, that now are also flooding into your nervous system. You have your phone, which now continuously is disassociating you from your body and your reality into this little screen where you look at also other pictures and things, and are continuously getting fed information and thoughts and opinions and stories of other people, a lot of which aren't even true, a lot of which are made to trigger you and made to pull you in. And now suddenly you're processing a thing that you don't even know if it's real on the other side of the world, when your own life is already not being fully acknowledged and seen and processed, that you don't even have the capability, the processing ability to deal with everything that's right here, let alone everything that's right out there. And it's endless. You could scroll on your phone forever, and there's always new things popping up. I just wanted to speak all this out, the overview of humanity, and that's just a part of it. This is just a part of it. And even just that, it's so much. And I think it's important that we give ourselves a little bit more grace, a little bit more gentleness and space and understanding, and as well as other people, whatever other people are doing, however they're reacting or interacting, or their flaws or faults, they're just as overwhelmed as us. They're in just as much pain, maybe sometimes even more, maybe more lost, maybe more just kind of like in confusion as we are. And we're doing our best, everybody, even the ones that don't seem like it. That's the best they can do in that moment with what they've got, with as much as they're able to deal with all of this. So I just wanted to give an acknowledgement to myself, to you, to all of humanity, and just to shine some light and just speak directly to the situation that we all find ourselves in. Keep going.